Hi guys, so you actually joined me. We're back up at the Oaks today, and as you can see, it's a lovely day, makes change from rain. So I've drawn peg 6 on oak, all set up now, it's going to get started. Let's get back to peg. So I've drawn peg 6 on oak, as you can see, nice looking pegs, not usually in to be honest, and you don't get a chuck to island or out, but hopefully there'll still be a few fish around, but let's wait and see. So we just started match now, and at the start I've fed 3 long lines, so just spread out with a little bit of groundbait and some maggots, down edge, and then a short line as well with a bit of groundbait and maggots as well. So I'm just going to keep rotating lines to start with, see if I can get a few bites. Just keep flicking maggots in and out lines, hopefully I'll catch a few. See what happens. Then medges are usually good on this lake, so I'm just gonna put maggots in down there, just keep flicking maggots. Can only get some dumpy roach and odd-eyed, and then on that short line might get a few skimmers later on, but if we can catch a few on these long lines then we'll see. It's a good way of seeing how much he's gonna go. Keep plodding away. There's a few leaves in peg, as you can see, which not too bad. They're not as much as a pain as what they have been in past, but it's just when you're rigging in between them, sometimes it's a bit of a pain because I like to hold on to it, but if there's too many leaves there, it's a bit hard to let out, but we're all right for now. I did have a slight indication then. Just lift it out and lay it back in. So there's some, I haven't really seen much happening yet, but it's only early doors. It's been a little bit cooler, so it can be a bit slow to start with, but once they find the feed and get competing, I'm sure we'll put a few fish together. For now, I'm just going to keep flicking these maggots in. There we go. Didn't take too long. Just a bit of high banking behind, so it's a bit difficult shipping in and out, but it's not as bad as peg 5 to be honest. It's not the best peg for shipping. It looks like a nice fish to start with. There we go. Not a bad one at all. They are chunky fish in here to be honest. You can get amongst them, so you're not going too far wrong. So same again, just single maggot. Gonna go back on that same line. As I had a slight indication on there before, and then I've just had a fish off there. But I will still feed me other lines as well. It's important just to keep putting bits of bait in all over, rotating lines, and you'll catch more fish that way rather than just plugging away on one line, in my opinion. Just little bits, not a lot of maggots at all, just a little trickle fruit water. They may come shallow as well, so it's not a very deep lake anyway, but you can catch shallow on it. Just had another slight indication then. Like I say, just any indications are out. You might as well strike. If you don't hit it, then just lay your rig back in. So I'll catch another fish on this line. There we go. And then I'm gonna get my head down and put a few fish in net, and then I'll rejoin you in an hour or so, give you a little update, see how we're going. For now it's not a bad start, fish to be caught, so we're happy. There we go, another nice roach. So there you go, you join me. I think we're probably just over an hour, 2 hours in, something like that. And it was alright on them long lines, to be fair. I caught decent quality fish, but it just wasn't really fast enough. There were fish there. I'll still keep feeding it for now, so I thought I'll have a drop in on this short line that I've been feeding, and I've had quite a few fish on it. It's nice, decent stamp roach, and it's quite quick, obviously, easier to ship in and out as well. So there we go, another one on now. You can see another quality fish. I reckon we might get a few skimmers here as well, so whenever I've drawn this top end at lake, to be fair, I haven't drawn the bottom end that much, but this end I normally do catch odd skimmers as well. So you never know on these lines, but like I say, I've got a little bit of ground bait in, so it's possible. But whenever I'm getting bites and they're that size fish, it doesn't really matter what I'm catching, I'll just keep plugging away. I won't abandon my other lines, like I say, I'm still feeding my edges, still feeding long line, and we'll just keep plugging away. There's a few fish being caught around lake, to be honest. I can see most people are getting bites, but it's to be expected. It's full of fish, this lake, so just keep plugging away. Yeah, for those of you that do keep asking, so ground bait that I always use on this knock it up night before. Oh, there's another one there. I use the dark F1 and Thatchers. So I'll just concentrate on this one, get this one in. Another nice roach. As you can see, it's going lovely on this line. Just have time to feed me other lines and then catch one, get back out. Come out and net that one. Slide another maggot on. Yeah, so I like to use dark F1 on Thatchers. And I normally mix up 2 pints. I do it night before, and I put a little bit of Thatchers in there, and then top rest of it up with dark F1, and then say like a pint of water in with them. So it looks a bit sloppy to start with, absorbs it all in, got it all measured out, perfect to a T. And then, yeah, I like to feed it loose-ish sometimes, or just nipped into a nice little slack ball, and that's perfect. So I do that night before, put it in fridge, and then it's ready to go next day. You could probably do it on bank, but you don't get loads of time to set up, so I literally just have to pull it out of my bag. And I do add a few fluoro rocks in there, one of them, confidence thing. Don't know if they make any difference or not, they definitely do no harm, but I think they just hang around in peg, fish pick them up, spit them back out, and yeah, they stay there with a bit of colour on bottom but not actually doing much, just attracting fish. You can see why it definitely does no harm to have them in, but I like them in there. Lovely fishing is this. Decent stamp roach. Look at them. So we're on hour 3 now, and this short line's been mega, to be honest. Still been ticking over, putting fish in net, and odd skimmer as well. And as you can see, I've got another one on now. I have been feeding other lines, so I do think there'll be a few fish on them. But whenever you're catching this fast, you just got to stay putting fish in net, definitely. There's no big fish in here that anybody's gonna like run away with. It's not like carp fishing where you have to look for big ones down edges. Whatever you're catching, putting fish in your net, you'll be doing all right. So yeah, lovely days fishing as well. Them leaves have moved on them long lines a bit. Still been feeding them, but it's going to be a bit harder to fish out there now. But they have been moving quite a bit of the leaves, so I haven't written them lines off yet. There we go, another count. There we go, that feels a bit heavier. Somehow I don't think this is a fish that I want. Definitely a carp. Not what you want on these. Obviously it's a pleasure lake, there's quite a few of these in here. Not often that you hook them, to be honest. But when you do, they're a bit of a pain because now I don't know how much it's eaten. I had a nice little ribbon going. Definitely going to have to top up afterwards and leave it to rest a little bit. Just try pull as hard as I can to get it out at swim. Last thing I want is it. Let's pull my elastic. If it snaps me hook length, it snaps me hook length. I'm not too bothered. Because I'm only using a size 3 elastic. It'd take a while to get in, so it's amazing how hard you can pull on these 08 hook lengths. There we go, in the net. Didn't take too long. Nice fish, but not the intended species. Just gonna pop the hook out and then slip him back so they don't actually count for nothing. There we go. Back in the water. Don't count for out, but it's one of them. Sometimes they just can't be avoided. So put that rig down, make a little ball and feed a little bit. Obviously I don't know how much he's eaten, so just sprinkle a pellet in there. Little nugget, a few maggots, and then I'll have a go, probably down edge I think. Have a look on another line, let that settle, feed a few maggots over the top, and then we'll have another look on there because it's been a really good line. But I think we'll just have to get a few fish back in area. Could have spooked. So now I've fed that bit of bait short. I've just literally flicked some maggots in down this left-hand edge and feeding the right-hand side as well. Sorry the camera angle's not brilliant, but it's hard to move around. But yeah, there's some fish down here. Just had a little indication. Just found bottom of that shelf and just literally flicked maggots there most of the day. Not many. There we go, just rest on bottom at slope. Nice little dink. I've got a fish on. So they're normally nice roach that are down here. It's all about just keeping them bites coming. There we go, that's a lovely looking roach. Been decent stamp fish today. I put fish in net most of the day, so I think I'll have done alright looking round. I know they've caught a few, well everybody's caught a few round late to be honest, that I've seen. But it's been lovely days fishing. There we go, ship back out. Lay that rig in and so again just pull it up to the shelf and just hold on to it so it just settles just at bottom. Let's wait for that little ding. Feeding them maggots on short line as well, not forgetting my other lines. There we go, another bite, another fish. Not the size that we wanted, but I will have another go down there, see if there's any bigger ones. And if not, I'll probably move to the other side and have a look. Same depth, I'll just have to ship the other way. But I will give it another go, seeing as I've just had a nice roach down there. It's not that far out, just ship it and hold it at the bottom of that shelf. Just keep flicking a few maggots on it. Then I will, before end, we ain't got that long left now, but I will be having another another look on that short line, just see if there's any more skimmers or better fish. But we're catching nice fish down this edge. I will stay catching decent fish. If there were them small ones, I'd soon come off of it. There we go. Looks like another nice one. Lovely fish though. I'm going to leave it there, catch a few more fish, and then I'll join you up before end. So I carried on catching a few decent roach down that edge. Had a look down my right hand edge. Had a couple there as well, but not quite as fast or as big. So I've gone back on this short line, and I have had a couple more skimmers. So just going to see if I can catch one now, and then that'll be it for today, I think. See if I can catch one. There's been a few there. I've literally just been dropping in, not waiting too long, and I've had one. So I can get a little run of these sometimes later on. It's one of them. Oh, there we go. Feels like another skimmer. That's what we wanted. Rock up late on this short line. It's all sort of gone to plan today, so it's been a lovely day's fishing. But I'll get this one in and then leave cameras, and then I will catch back up with you when I get home. But yeah, it seems I've had a lovely day. Caught a lot of fish, mainly short and down edges. But look at that lovely skimmer. These are where your weight gets bumped up quite a bit at the end. Get rid of them leaves. Look at that, lovely fish. Nice snotty skimmer in the net. So I'll go back out, but I'll probably leave it there, and I'll catch up with you when I get home. So that's it, back home now, and had a lovely day's fishing, to be honest. As always, I've ended up with £30, so lovely weight, but been beat by a £1 section, unfortunately. It's one of them, in hindsight, maybe I shouldn't have spent as long. I should have maybe come short a bit earlier, but you just never know what's going to happen. So looking back, that's where could have got me extra £1, one extra skimmer, 2 or 3 roach, and I could have been there. But I had a decent run lately, caught a load of fish, been out and enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching. Cheers, guys.